somebody creates your clone profile and create nuisance for you. So all these things are happening so fast nowadays that to say that you will be unaffected with that is not fair actually at that moment.
Okay, so I would like to say a few words before I introduce you to our guests. I think we're live on Facebook. I am with Inspiring Indian Women. My name is Darshini Joshi, and we have spent the last 2 years of lockdown meeting the most charismatic, prolific, powerful, and interesting people. They come from fields of army, navy, medicine. They come from fields like psychiatry. They come from fields like medicine in terms of just the actual studying. Also, what's interesting about meeting people through Zoom or virtually is that you have the facility to meet people globally. So with this global advent, there are lots of advantages, but obviously with those advantages come a huge number of disadvantages. Today's topic for our 7 p.m. broadcast on cyberbullying is just dealing with that problem. We have calling names, we have cyberbullying, spreading false information, shaming people, naming people, interfering in their personal and professional work life through the internet has become a huge problem. It's almost a pandemic of the virtual world. I did some research before meeting our guest today. Our guest is prolific in terms of the kind of work he's done in cybercrime. But let me tell you, before I introduce our guest, what cybercrime is. Very basically, cybercrime is called computer crime. The use of computer as an instrument to further illegal ends, such as committing fraud, trafficking in child pornography, using of intellectual property without rights of permission, stealing identities, or violating a person's privacy. That is the technical meaning of cybercrime. I will speak with our guest today more about these topics as I bring him on to the screen. My name is Darshini Joshi, and I take great and huge privilege to invite to our screen Mr. Amit Dubey. Mr. Dubey, you're a very, very, very busy person. Thank you so much for joining us all the way from India. Before I ask Amit ji to tell us a little bit about himself by himself, I will tell you that our guest today, Mr. Dubey, is a renowned national security expert and a crime investigator on cyber forensics and ethical hacking to various Indian investigation agencies and police departments. When I was speaking to him earlier, he told me that he works with 16 different police departments, and to name very few but very important Indian departments such as CBI, NIA. So a warm welcome to you, Mr. Dubey. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Darshini ji. Thank you so much to each and everyone who have joined this webinar. And just to let you know about the activities that I've been doing, and I started this after 26/11, when India faced that very, very known attack, and it has disturbed the entire ecosystem of India from security perspective. India started a new organization. They started NIA after 26/11 attack, and this National Investigation Agency, they were looking for people like ethical hackers, investigators, technical experts. Those can help them in investigating such kind of crimes, because lots of cyber world was used to commit these kind of terrorist attacks. At that time, they approached me, and I started helping them, and eventually I solved now more than 350 cybercrime cases in the last 10-12 years, and I have investigated more than 1,000 cases. I have written 6 books. I've been also doing a radio show on Red FM 93.5, right, where I tell my stories. So okay, this is all I've been.
No problem.
I think somebody else is speaking.
Yes. Hello? I need to mute it. Anybody who is joining this program, I make a humble request that you know. One second, I'm just see.
I actually think what's her name's nose. Sorry, her nose. I think it's going to be like millions.
ये जरा शामनत लगती है पायल माही करता
I think
आज मैं नौड़ा ही भी नहीं
But
Sarla
Mahi
ji?
was dark.
है
Mahi was dark for ages.
was she
But, Mum, I'm
I
quite...
think you know the loina baranu she became 7 pound now
Oh, that's good.
आज ये लोग को क्या था ने तो
Did they give her a good...
Sorry, Mr. Dubey, just bear with me 1 second. I'm trying to figure out. Yeah.
I think
I
it's done. Yeah, it's resolved.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
So as without interrupting you there, you were in the flow of telling us that you've written 6 books and you have sort of been full hands-on after 26/11 in terms of cybercrime problems.
Right.
In terms of where for people that will join us at the moment who don't understand cybercrime, I wanted to mention that there are these 5 cyber crimes that I have looked up on, which are available for general information. Please correct me and explain to me what they mean and how someone like you, who is an expert in this field, is able to guide us. So the top cyber crimes that affected businesses and individuals in 2020, I will talk in the UK and globally, have been phishing scams, website spoofing, ransomware, malware, and IoT hacking. Are these the only top 5 that one needs to be concerned about? Or could you talk to us a bit more about what it means and how we as individuals should be more aware?
Actually, when you refer these technical jargons, normally people don't understand what does it mean and how these things can affect them individually. So let me share with you a couple of incidents and stories, and probably they can understand and relate it very quickly. I got a call from a very renowned, powerful CEO of India almost a year back, and he was from Gurgaon, and he is in top 10 CEOs of India. So you can understand the influence and power, and he could call anybody and he could have resolved his issue. He called me and he said, Amit, I'm in trouble, deep trouble, and I need your help.
Bloody your face sometimes.
And
sometimes it's really good, and sometimes I found it much harder to like.
Sarla is again speaking actually.
Sit and not talk to anyone.
Rashmi,
Are you on Zoom? Are you on Zoom?
yeah
Sarla
I haven't
Sarla ji,
okay. Yeah
you need to mute yourself.
Yeah, I think she has muted. Right. So I got a call from a very renowned CEO, and you all know him. And he said that I need your help and I'm in deep trouble, and please don't inform the police. I said, okay, how should we meet? And he said, okay, come to Connaught Place and we'll meet there. So around 11 p.m. night, we met there, and he was in car. He was driving his own car. And he asked me to come inside the car, and he was really scared, too much scared. And he said that I'm receiving naked pictures of my wife since last 6 months. Somebody is posting me those pictures continuously on WhatsApp, and the number is from UK, this +44. So what to do? Because if I go to police and this will become public, it may affect unnecessarily my company and my brand. And this guy is asking me money, and I don't know what to do because he may make it viral, and that can eventually affect me otherwise as well. So you can understand the situation. He can't go to police. He is very powerful, but nobody can help him. And I said, okay, can I see those pictures? He said, of course. So he showed me those pictures, and I saw there were 11 pictures. And then I asked, like, are these pictures real or morphed? He said, these are morphed pictures, which means somebody has taken.
How are you able to tell that?
We can because of my experience, we can figure it out. Like, if the facial expression are quite same, that means same face is used multiple times and all that. So he says, okay, these are morphed pictures, and but then even if it is morphed and if it gets viral, why should we defend it? Because if we'll say these are morphed, people will make much fun of it, and they'll say no, these are not morphed. So even sometimes if it is a false thing, and if it is in virtual world, if it is on cyber world, people definitely take it other way around, and it becomes very difficult for a person who is genuine and he's not like he has not done anything, but unnecessarily he'll be defending himself, and that sort of situation is very, very difficult in India especially. because people don't trust police as well, and there is no such clear boundaries of law as well where they can help you from such kind of defamation, especially the girls, women, and people who are working in high positions and VVIPs. So they are always scared because anybody can create such pictures, videos easily and can make it viral. And it is happening. It is happening very frequently. And I've seen bureaucrats, I've seen politicians, I have seen corporate people, those have suffered because of that, and they have lost their jobs and reputation and everything. So I saw those pictures. I said, okay, if these are morph pictures, I can catch that criminal. And he says, okay, this number is from +44, so seems from London. I said, no, it's not from London. This guy is from India, and he's using a virtual number. So many of us do not know about virtual numbers, that you can get these numbers from internet and you can use it from anywhere around the world. So it doesn't matter whether you are actually in UK, but you can use a UK number in India, and you will be calling or doing anything. So I said, because this is a virtual number, I can see it quickly. And virtual number cannot be traced easily because these numbers are normally provided from countries like Turkey and Romania and such kind of countries where law enforcement do not support too much. So it's very difficult to trace out those people. And then the only thing was what I did, I said, okay, let me see those pictures. When I saw those pictures multiple times, I realized that this face part is taken from somewhere. So I asked him, like, can you tell me, like, these are morph pictures, body part is taken from somewhere else, from where this face is taken? And the guy said, oh, these might be from Facebook or Instagram pictures. I said, okay, let's see those pictures. So we one by one, we found those pictures from where this face part was taken. And eventually we mapped these morph pictures with those original pictures from where this only face part was taken. And I said, okay, tomorrow evening, I can get you the criminal. And now I'll tell you the trick. How did I solve this? Because whenever you access Facebook, whenever you access Instagram, suppose I am stalking you, Darshini, and I'm just looking at your pictures and I'm viewing your pictures and I'm looking at your profile pictures. My IP address is logged in by Facebook or Instagram. They keep record of it. Who is viewing you? And that is something that they use internally when they want to show you the prospective friends, because you always see some prospective list of friends where you can make them friend, and these are the pictures, these are the people who are actually either stalking you, or you met them recently, or you have stored their numbers recently. So these are the criteria based on that those lists are shown to you. So basically the key is, like, they are recording each and everybody's IP addresses and locations who all are actually viewing you. So when I saw those pictures, I found those pictures, I sent a request to Facebook and I asked them, like, these are 11 pictures. Can you tell me in last 1 month or 2 months, who all have viewed or downloaded these pictures? So when you even view those pictures, you actually download it, because you can't download anything without, you can't view anything without downloading it. It is downloaded in your temporary folder. So you don't realize it, but everything is downloaded. Yeah, pardon, your question?
So if someone downloads my picture of Facebook onto their IP address, will Facebook be able to identify that?
Facebook will give you the list of profile names, people names, those have viewed those pictures. Those have.
Wow.
And you can always identify, okay, out of this, who could be the suspect. So when I got that list from Facebook next day, I could see, like, there is only one guy who has actually viewed all 11 pictures. Many of them have viewed 5 or 6 pictures from those lists, but there was only one person who actually viewed and multiple times those 11 pictures. So we zeroed down to that person and we arrested him next day, and we got lots of evidences in his phone, because all these morph pictures were there in his phone as well. And this guy was from Rohini. So a case which was so critical, which was so difficult to solve otherwise, can be solved easily with little cyber expertise. And that's what I'm doing with police. That's what I'm doing with people.
This is absolutely stupendous in terms of achievement. You know, when say the average person like myself understands how images are morphed, utilized, because I work in this industry. I'm aware, I post every day, I'm aware of what's happening. But for the general public who just occasionally just scroll through their Facebook or scroll through Instagram, have absolutely no clue that pictures can be manipulated. Now, in terms of statistics and what is in front of me, I'm looking at some figures here. That since pandemic, there have been more incidences of cybercrime in the city. I'm talking about, say, places like Mumbai, like a massive spike. For example, it says over here, in 2020, statistics released by the Mumbai police show 2,435 registered cases, right? So what happens is someone like you is contacted by the police or by a private individual. Is it a very expensive affair to find out who is manipulating your information to their advantage and trying to either blackmail you or malign you in public, or is it affordable to some extent?
It depends. See, if somebody is after you, we call it a spear phishing attack, where the person is targeting you especially, and he wants to disturb your life, and he's determined to do that. Then it is very difficult, because he will use all those provisions and precautions to hide himself properly. And even law enforcement may not help you that much. Then we need to use some offbeat technologies, offensive technologies to hack him otherwise. So that is something which can happen, which can be done only through experts, and police is not able to do that. So that's why it is very difficult sometimes, especially with the high profile people. But normally in day-to-day cases, there are ways to identify those things. You can check yourself. I'll give you some techniques, and at the end, that if you want to see whether your Gmail is hacked, and if somebody has hacked your Gmail or any other email, how will you find his location or entity? You can very easily find it. Or if your Facebook is hacked, how will you find his identity or location? You can check it very easily. So I'll give you some simple steps through which you can find quickly, because 99% people are not aware about these simple things, and that's why they get scared quickly. Oh, my Facebook is hacked, somebody is controlling it, somebody is posting messages, obscene messages, lewd messages on my Facebook wall, and I'm embarrassed what to do, because the only way is to shut down your Facebook page or Facebook profile. So normally people do that because they don't know how to trace that person who is actually doing it. But it is quite simple in these situations. In many of these situations, when the morph video is created or 3D video is created, sometimes there are deep fake technologies. They create complete video using your face and voice. And then it becomes very difficult to trace out those people, because they have used all those provisions. So it depends on the case by case basis. Every time I solve a case, I learn a lot, because I truly believe that criminals are innovators. They always think beyond normal processes. And that's what, because they need to break those processes. So that's why their intellect is quite high. And we always learn from them. So I'm not appreciating them, but this is fact. This is true.
No, I agree. And but so we're dealing with two very important crimes that you talked about, where video morphing is done for blackmail purposes and all sorts of other personal and financial gain. To explain to me, sir, when it comes to someone attacking you on social media, when they take images of you and they start making, if you're not a celebrity, assuming a celebrity has to take the good with the bad, but for the normal average Joe, if people do that, is that considered a cyber crime, or the police will say, I'm sorry, if your picture's on Facebook, then that's just the good with the bad that you have to deal with?
See, in India, we have an IT Act 2000, and it is updated in 2008. And we have very clear provisions for these kind of complaints. For example, if somebody is stalking you on Facebook, for that matter, like he's sending you multiple requests and you are rejecting that, even though he's sometimes he's impersonating and he's creating some other name and again sending you requests, and you are even rejecting that request, that is called stalking. And in India, we have a clear law for that, 354D IPC Act, which gives you a power to file that case, and the person will get 3 years in jail and 3 lakhs rupees of the compensation. So all these things are quite clearly defined, whether he's stalking you in real world or he's stalking you in virtual world. Stalking is stalking. It is scaring you. And that's why there are clear laws. Similarly, if somebody is cloning your identity, somebody has cloned your Facebook profile or Instagram profile and sending friend requests to your friends, and then might be using your trust to either ask money from them or to hack their devices or do anything. But you, because in that situation he has stolen your identity, that is called identity theft case, and we have clear law for that. Again, we have 3 years of punishment for that sort of situations when identity is stolen. Then we have impersonation. If somebody is calling you or sending you friend requests or communicating with you on virtual or real world, either on phone itself, because it is happening in India very frequently. I'm sure these callers are not restricted targets to India. They are approaching US and all other countries. We have found call centers in India that are running, and they are giving people from US, UK, everywhere. And they get your family members' details in India. They get lots of details through your Facebook. And then they call you. And they call you like, I'm calling from Income Tax Department, or I'm calling from Health Ministry, or I'm calling from police department, anywhere. And then they scare you because they know something about you. You trust them. The moment you trust them, you start following them, and eventually they dupe you. So all these practices are happening where virtual world or cyber world is used as a tool to commit that real world crime. And we have seen murders are taking place, kidnapping are happening, and everything which happens in real world is now actually taking the advantage of virtual world anyways.
Correct, correct. I've been watching this series with Manoj Bajpayee, where they look at all sorts of cybercrime techniques to figure out how terrorism and all these activities take place. And you realize that actually, if your eyes and ears are open and what information you put out there, you have to be careful, and someone somewhere is listening to you at all times. So one of the things I would say to the ladies and gentlemen that are viewing this program at this point of time, if you have any questions for Mr. Amit Dubey, he is easily reached. There are ways to reach Mr. Dubey. If you have found this conversation interesting and useful, and you have a business or you are personally being attacked via cybercrime, please do reach out to him. He has a Facebook page called Route 64 Foundation. He was available to chat with you quite easily over there, or you can follow him on Twitter, and he's called Cyber Dubey. I love that name. And so what we will ask you more again we'll come back to businesses in a minute. I was looking at some figures put out by Forbes and some information about all the serious cyber frauds that have taken place during the pandemic, especially when the PM CARES Coronavirus Fund was created. In the same statement or similar situation in the UK, it is said, according to my figures over here, that about 26% of charities have been affected by this crime. Now, if you are a charity and you have genuinely set up a fund to raise money for victims of corona, the victims of different illnesses, how would you be able to help these kind of hits?
See, first of all, we need to understand the modus operandi of criminals. How are they using your credibility to dupe people? For example, Prime Minister of India, he started a PM Care Fund, and there was a SBI account and a UPI handle at PM Care. And then very next day, almost 50, 60 handles were created with the same name, with different banks, and even with SBI. Like little bit spelling PM Cares or maybe PMO Cares or something like that. And lots of WhatsApp messages were created, and those were circulating around where the money was asked for PM Care, of course. So credibility of PM Care was used, but then person was sending money to some other account. So it's so simple, it's so easy, because you will never verify whether I'm sending this money to the real PM Care or it's a cloned PM Care or somebody else's personal account. Similarly, people have created organizations dynamically, or they were using the credibility of temples. Like this temple is running a COVID care center. Everybody knows about it. Yeah, they are running it, and we know it. And this is the account in which you can pay money so that we can sustain. And people have paid. And it's not only lakhs and lakhs, but crores and crores rupees were paid to those accounts. And when it came to our notice, we realized, oh, it is too late, because we were too busy in managing the situation at that time, and there were people those were actually busy in making money at that time. So not only using the identities of government departments, temples, and or other societies, almost every organization, those were actually working to help people at that time, they were either cloned or their entities were used to fetch money from victims. Yeah. So it's actually, this is happening. So what you should do actually, you should, as an organization, when you are asking money from people, you should not use multiple channels. First of all, you should restrict it to one, and
Sorry,
then
I'll stop you.
yeah.
When you say multiple channels, meaning if you are setting up a online charity and you are giving an account, should you just keep one account so there are not different ways of putting the money in? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, exactly. So that there should not be any confusion. Oh, somebody has some other account, and they can use that confusion in their favor. And second, you should always have a verification process. It should not only be unidirectional, that I have paid money and everything is done. You should always have a checkpoint. For example, if suppose I want to donate, and if I donate 5 rupees for first, or 10 rupees or 100 rupees first, and then I get some credible response from other side, and then only I should be able to pay the remaining donation. That way, at least I'm verifying the identities of that person if I have any iota of doubt on it. Because cloning will happen. You can't stop it. People will definitely use your name, and you will never know from where they are operating. And by the time you will get to know about it, they will siphon lots of money. So you should create your own process. So so smart, so that others cannot take money on your name, and that is
So,
something.
so
Yeah.
to understand it simply, what you're saying is that if a small amount is first put into the account, you verify whether that account pay is correct, and
Yes.
then a amount should be
So
put in.
you should send a message from your server side. Yeah, this is an authentic, or you should have some digital identity which should be used to respond back to that person who has paid you money. If the person has not received that, then you should get alerted. Oh, I think there's something wrong. Either I have paid money to some personal account, or this is not the organization which I'm looking for. So at least some provision you should give to the donator. Otherwise, they'll always be in fix. Yeah.
So yesterday on our Channel 4 News, 7 p.m., it was a good broadcast. So if anybody's watching this program, you should also go and watch that one. It's exactly what Mr. Dubey said. It's about when you put money somewhere, you need to be aware of what you're doing and how you're doing it. And the charity or the organization that's receiving it should verify it before huge amounts are put into that account. There was a second thing that was mentioned in yesterday's program, which kind of intrigued me and sort of piqued my curiosity, and I was concerned as to how to deal with it. That problem, which has become quite massive in the UK, is what I don't know if I'm explaining the process correctly, but very briefly, now people have had their 2 vaccines. So then people will now carry a little card which says, I have received my 2 vaccines. I want to enter your premises. This now is being utilized by cyber frauds, and they have been sent messages, oh, send us £150 to this account to ensure that this process is quicker and less pain-free. This is the account, and they'll have the logo for NHS as well. And then that program suggested that you should report this to these particular channels. Does this exist in India?
Yeah, it happens. See, it happens. So in India, there were fraudsters. They have. So in India, initially we had a provision of having RT-PCR certificate when you were traveling intercity or interstate for any reason.
Sorry, what is it called again? Can you say it?
RT-PCR test. RT-PCR test. So you should have a valid RT-PCR test certificate when you are going to any other state or leaving your city or moving to another city for any work. You should carry that, and that test should have been done just 3 days, within 3 days of your travel. So all these requirements were there, but then there were fraudsters, those were offering fake test certificates in 2,000 rupees, 1,200 rupees, 1,000 rupees. You can get it. So there is no test done. You just have a certificate. They have sent you an email or WhatsApp, and you can carry it. and it looks like a genuine certificate. Because during travel, transit, the police is so busy to actually check each and every QR code and verify it through server. It is not possible because the traffic is too much. So this all happened. This all can happen anywhere around the world, because see, for your convenience, you always go for these kind of shortcuts, and which is very, very dangerous. And because of that, we have suffered already, but it is happening. People have also taken, these fraudsters during pandemic, they have offered all kinds of services. They have offered remdesivir injections.
Where would you report them in India? So what is the right place to report?
So in India, so in India, we have multiple reporting systems. One is through Home Ministry. We call it cybercrime.gov.in. So there is a central portal, cybercrime.gov.in. You go there, you can report your crime, and you can put your location. This online registered crime will be sent to your local police station very next day or within 48 hours. It will go to some police station, and you will be assigned an IO, investigation officer. You will have his number as well in SMS. So you will receive an SMS from that portal that your case is registered, your registered number is this, and IO is assigned to you for this case from this police station. So you have all the details. You can contact to your IO, and you can follow up for your case. So this is very seamless in India, and you can even file anonymous complaint. Suppose there are some kind of crimes where ladies and girls, they don't want to reveal their identities because of privacy reason. They can always file complaint anonymous on this portal. They don't need to reveal anything about them.
The portal that you suggested, and ladies and gentlemen, if you watch this program now or later, please be advised. It is, correct me, sir, if I'm saying it wrong. It is cybercrime.gov.in.
Correct.
G-O-B or G-O-V?
G-O-V, government.
Okay, go.
It's
okay.
Government, yeah, government of India. And so, and there is an helpline number, 155-260. 155-260. So if you face any financial crime, this helpline number is especially for financial frauds, because all these financial fraud can be stopped if you complain them within a day or within hours, because the money should not go out of the country. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to refund your money.
So I will stop you there just for a second. This 155-260 number. So I have a 70-year-old mother, and she says, oh, you know, I'm so scared to use my credit card because in case I use it and someone uses it fraudulently, how do I report it? You know, I'm so old now. What am I going to go to the police station and complain? So you can directly dial this number?
Yes, you can dial from your mobile number. You can dial from your landline. It's a direct helpline number. And the power which is given to this helpline is really, really enormous. For example, because of any fraud, you have lost 2 lakhs rupees or 5 lakhs rupees. Now, normally, what do? You complain to your bank, and the bank asks you to go to police and register a complaint. Then you go to police, then you come back to bank, and then in this to and fro, you lose your money, because by the time the money goes out, and then it is very, very difficult to get your money back. So this has been happening in India since years. Now, recently, the government of India, they've started this helpline number. You just need to call this number, and you need to request them, like, I have deliberately or unknowingly or by mistake transferred this money. Please stop it. Stop it immediately. Please stop it immediately. Now, this helpline has this power. They can call any bank immediately, and they can stop their transaction.
So I had a situation where this is a real situation where my mom had to pay a cable bill. I live in the UK. She lives in India. She had to pay a cable bill. She put the wrong account number and she transferred the money, right? And then afterwards, when she told us an hour later, I have done this. Maine ye kar liya, ab main kya karu? So I said, like in the UK, you just call your bank or you text them immediately that payment is blocked. Whereas in India, my mom said, idhar to kuch nahi hoga, jaane do, abhi gaye, 2000 to gaye. So now that you have told me, this is amazing. So if anything like this happens to any person in India over any age or under any age, all they have to do is call this helpline number, which Amit Dubey ji has suggested, which is a boon, 155-260 from your mobile or your landline, and report the incident. That is extremely helpful. There is a gentleman in our Zoom meeting. His name is Gunmanji. He has asked a question. His question, I will read it out exactly as he has said it. His question is, how can we know who has hacked our Facebook or Gmail? Please let us know. Can we find them?
So actually, I hinted that in beginning. I need to share my screen to tell you that actually. Somebody has to give me that right to share my screen.
1 second. I'll just see if I can make co-host.
Remembering how you felt as a kid, that was the enjoyment, that was the freedom just to go.
Okay. Yeah, you've been made co-host.
Yes, thank you. So I'm sharing my screen and I hope you can see it now. And I'll open, first of all, Gmail here. This is my Gmail. I'm just opening it. You can open your Gmail. Suppose you have a doubt that somebody else is also accessing your Gmail and he has hacked your Gmail. He is either sending email on your behalf or controlling your Gmail. And if you are still able to log into your Gmail, just log in and go to the right corner, right down corner to this inbox. I'm just scrolling down and down and down, and you will see that to the last, after this inbox that finished, there is an option called details. You all can see this details option.
Yes.
And click on this detail. So a pop-up will come, and this pop-up will show you all the login locations from where your Gmail is logged in with IP addresses. So you can see, like 0 minute ago, I've logged in from browser this, and this is India. This is my IP address. And this is again for 39 minutes before, and many other IP addresses. So normally same IP address because my devices are same from same Wi-Fi. But if somebody else is controlling your Gmail, you will have another IP address here. And you can quickly notice, oh, this is the IP address. If you give me that IP address, I will give you complete detail of that person, his name, location, mobile number, everything. So I can track anybody through his IP address. It's so simple. But then this is something which is required. If you can check it on your own, you will at least verify whether it is a doubt or if it is confirmed that your Gmail is controlled by someone. So this is for Gmail. You can see like from where the Gmail has been logged in. For Facebook also, you have the similar provisions. I have just logged into my Facebook. You all can see there is an option called settings. Go to settings and privacy. Click on it. Once you click on it, there will be an option called, what is this? So,
I don't want to,
here, pardon?
I don't want to lose you. Whilst you're doing it, I'm just going to bring my laptop, but continue.
Yeah, so for when you click on settings, you will see an option here, security and login. Just click on it and you will see the complete list from where you have logged in. You can see the locations from where you have logged in. Windows PC, Ghaziabad, Noida, Motorola C6 phone, which device, what OS, when you have logged in, date and time, everything. And then if you take your mouse to this location, you can exactly see your IP address as well, from where this Facebook has been logged in. So you can check this frequently to ensure whether somebody else is controlling your Facebook on your behalf or Gmail on your behalf. It's so simple. Simple.
So I'm going to, for all the people that have this problem, 3-step process you've told us to follow for Facebook. You said, number 1, go to settings and privacy. Number 2, go to security and login. And then you can check where and how and who has logged into your account.
Correct. That's correct.
And if we then bring this IP address to an expert like yourself, you can actually find out who this person is and their contact details, and you can report it for us and on our behalf.
Yeah, in fact, police can also track that person instantly, because IP address is a very, very powerful information. If you share that IP address with time, like at this time, this IP was used to log in my Facebook, they can instantly find that person who is actually have hacked your device.
But I think a person like you, in terms of an organization that like you, would be more helpful, only because, you know, with these cyber crimes happening every minute, the police have now sort of come to a point where, yes, you will get the number, the crime report number, and they will deal with it, and nothing really happens.
Good.
But if we have experts like yourself who know exactly how to deal with this problem, if it is a big problem. Now, I want you to explain to people and me, is there like, what crimes are worth reporting and what crimes are not worth reporting? Such as, I've been a victim of this. So has Rashmi Mishra and a few people that I know well, who do these kind of public events. And our pictures have been taken, and abusive messages, derogatory messages, personal attacks on our character and our business have been made. Is this a crime that you would term as a cyber crime? Is this something that can be dealt with, or you've got to take a call? How is it? Is it a financial loss? Is it worth fighting it, or leave it?
Actually, it's a very severe crime. In India, it is considered as a very, very severe crime. And that's why the recent Ministry of IT guidelines have been proposed to all intermediaries, and lots of chaos is going on right now, because it was so easy to write abusive thing about anyone, creating an anonymous profile, and then you can start writing anything to someone, and you will never get to know like who is this guy. Or they can create multiple handles, multiple profiles, and they will be able to create a perception like there are thousands of people that are writing bad about you because they have this opinion. So they can even depress someone. You can go to depression, or you can have psychological effects, and they may be long-term effects. So we have already observed that it has happened with teenagers. It has happened with girls, especially. Those are school-going girls, and there were organized people. Those have done it. So when they try to report it to police, because police has much more important crimes to solve, important in the sense like much more sensitive things to solve, and they normally reprioritize it, and it is delayed, and this delay is actually unfair, because these victims, because of this delay, they have to accept it somehow, because they have to live with it, and normally this delay is for 6 months, a year, and ever ending. So this all was reported to multiple forums in India, and then Government of India has proposed to guidelines to all these intermediaries: Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, all these people, Twitter, etc. Like, if any girl or anybody is reporting to you any such kind of crime, you have to take a call within 24 hours. You have to remove that content within 24 hours. You have to report this every week to the government, like how many complaints you received and how many you have resolved, and so many other guidelines they have proposed to these intermediaries, and these intermediaries are not accepting it. They said, no, we can't do it. This is not our job. Now that tussle is going on right now, and eventually most of them have actually accepted it. So all these things will get resolved, because people can complain directly. They don't need to go to police, because there'll be a grievance officer, there'll be a compliance officer, there'll be a nodal officer, and they can complain to them. And they can write, there'll be a portal, complaint portal as well, where they can quickly complain. And if they have complained, the responsibility of this intermediary, responsibility of these social media platforms is like they have to resolve it within 24 hours. So if they will follow it, I think lots of such complaints will get solved.
So what you're saying is that at the moment it is in process in India, but we haven't come to a final portal where people can report. I would be quite keen to find out if there is a similar platform available in the UK, because I mean, I remember I tried to find out who this person was who was taking pictures of me and, you know, saying derogatory things. But I was eventually told, well, if you haven't made any financial loss, then I guess it is a pointless exercise to pursue this further. But it would be a good solution, if there is one, to stop these kind of fraudulent accounts. I mean, you will know, obviously, that this is a fraudulent account. There was a recent, so making it a little bit interesting, have you ever been approached to make a movie from your interesting life?
I didn't get it. What? Sorry?
Have you been ever approached to make a cyber crime movie from your interesting life yet?
It's already in process actually.
Oh, exciting. How nice.
And you will very soon, you will have a web series on my life on Hotstar, Disney Hotstar.
On Hotstar. Do you have a name?
I can't reveal many of these details because
I was just testing.
Yeah. But it's on my first book. So you can
What's
read.
your book called?
My first book was Return of the Trojan Horse. Trojan Horse is a virus actually. And
Yes.
It's a very interesting story. There are 3 stories in that book, and based on those stories they are creating, and my life, they are creating a web series.
So it's interesting, I would actually like to ask you something from a general other perspective about children. I have children, and I have a 18-year-old boy who would be looking at various career options. What you do is extremely interesting, and it is not the usual IT way of just, being a software developer, but this is a very interesting perspective. To become someone like you, what line of studying and career options should you take?
See, normally there are 2 kinds of cyber experts in the world. One, they are called defensive experts, like they can protect you from any kind of cyber attack, for corporates, for individuals, for organizations. So they learn it, and there are courses for that. There are lots of engineering level courses and master's courses, and people are doing PhD. But then there is another stream which is called offensive way of it, where you hack the criminals, you get to know about them, or you disrupt their way of working. That is something which nobody teaches right now officially. There are courses, but they can't teach you each and everything. So there are courses like certificate in ethical hacking, or different kind of forensic certificates. But ideally, even if you do those courses, you will not be able to trace out the criminals because they don't teach you the real ground level things. How did I learn it? When I start helping police. And when I start helping police, I get to know about their challenges and what kind of problems they are facing day to day. And then I started solving it using my method. That how can I get these details through technical ways or non-technical ways, or through social engineering, or by hacking the criminals, whatever is required, we do it. So this is something which normally, why it is restricted, there is a reason for that. Because if we start teaching people, people can actually may use it, because any power would come with responsibility, and if they are not using it with responsibility, it can create more chaos in society. So
yes,
that's why there is a restrictions to teach many of these things to each and everyone. I take training sessions for only law enforcement people. Those are police officers, IPS officers, IAS officers. I train them and I give them that knowledge so that they can help people eventually. But otherwise, in colleges and universities, you need to learn on your own, and you can do it. See, you can learn on your own. You can because see, there are 2 objectives of your life. Whether you want to do a job, if you want to do a job, there are hell of courses. There are thousands of courses. You can do those courses, and you can become a security expert, security analyst, chief security officer, chief information security expert, whatever. There are many. There's a dedicated roadmap for that. But if you want to help people, if you want to help police, if you want to help civil society, if you want to help any needy person who has lost his money and he wants to recover that, he wants to reach out to those criminals, then you should be motivated enough to learn it on your own. Because all these degrees will not help you, because this is just will take you to a label. This will give you some awareness, but then you have to nurture your expertise on your own.
Now, when you mentioned about your experience working with the police, and here in the UK, there is now slow growth in the belief that India is advancing. You have a lot of call centers that operate out of India. A lot of the IT knowledge that comes from India is now respected tremendously. But when it comes to crime, especially when you watch programs like Delhi Crime, and you see how in some cases the system does not work. For the global audience, I would like you to educate us and tell us how India has changed globally in its approach in terms of how it deals with. Let's look at just your field and talk about cybercrime.
So I'll give you some confidence. First of all, if you see the last week's report that India has ranked within top 10 countries, those are secure. Those are secure for cyber attacks. And that is something which we have achieved, because earlier the ranking was 79 or 80 in the world. So we are now in top 10, which means like we have done something to protect our assets, to protect us, to our information. And that this change has happened in last 4-5 years mostly.
Yes.
And for other kind of security provisions, if you think like this is the first time in the world that some government is taking these intermediaries on troll, because the government is asking that you need to provide the source of that information. Those are disturbing the life of people. You can't just say like it is not possible, or these guys is anonymous, because you have given them access to write on your portal and on your platform. So you should have all that information. So
I have a question.
This has, I'll just add one line. This has never happened in any other country, and this has happened in India, and they have realized like this is really a problem, and now they are accepting this and they are coming up with some solutions. So I think India, and of course for cybercrime related stuff also, I can give you some data points. There is a helpline in UP. UP is a state which is one of the biggest state in India, and this helpline is 1090. And this helpline is especially for women and children related crimes. You can call this helpline and they will register your crime and they will solve it within a day or 2 days. The maximum number of cases are solved within 2 days. And their success rate is 99.99%. Can you believe it? They received, in 2018, they received 12,000 cases from UP. I think this year they received more than 100,000, but in 2018, the success rate is 99%, because I train those people. I always go on every quarter to train those experts those are solving these crimes. So India is actually doing a lot to change this perception. The case that you have referred for Delhi crime has happened long back actually. Though I'm not denying like these cases are not happening today, but definitely the effort has been taken, and especially with law enforcement and all, I'm sure like they are changing their way of working. There are new IPS officers. Most of them are engineers. If you see the new lots of IPS officers of last 3-4 years, maximum of them are either engineers or like doctors or something.
So he's in the IT field.
Yes, so that helps a lot, because now they can understand these crimes. They can get those tools and technologies in the system, and they can enable people to solve it.
So what you're saying to me, which is really encouraging, and I feel proud as as Indian by heart always, that there is great development in the cybercrime field in India. This statistic which says that top 5 most targeted countries in the world, India is one of them, right? We have 550 million people that are now on any kind of internet platform. So we are dealing with a huge number, and what you're saying is that there is tremendous growth and progress, and one just has to believe in it. And it's good to actually know. I don't know such numbers for the UK, and now that I've had this chat with you, I will definitely find out what would be the cybercrime helpline number for the UK. And I hope that anybody who has watched this program puts that number down on our chat and is able to share with the British public how to report cybercrime. Two last questions before I end this wonderful educative session with you. Number one, how important it is for us to guard our privacy, when we use Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and is it better? So if I'm using social media as a way of advertising myself or the product that I'm selling, how careful do I have to be? And if I'm in trouble, what is it that I should do?
See, first of all, you should understand like how your privacy is compromised. Last week, Indian Parliament has invited Google and Facebook, and they asked few questions to these guys. They have grilled them badly, and they have asked like, do you listen us 24/7? And the Google guy said, yes, we listen you 24/7. And then the Shashi Tharoor, it was the parliamentary committee was chaired by Shashi Tharoor. So he asked another question like, then what do you use and what do you don't use? He said, we don't use your sensitive information. We just use your non-sensitive information. And
How
then
do you?
that's what Mr. Shashi Tharoor asked. He said, how do you differentiate? How do you differentiate like what is sensitive and what is not sensitive? And this guy was not having any answer. He did not answer that question. It is on record. You can see it in newspaper. So they accepted. So if you pick your phone, if you have an Android phone, and if you say, okay, Google, it will launch the Google. So that means, how does it know like when I'm speaking, okay, Google? Because it's listening us 24/7, round the clock. And all these words that I'm speaking right now or otherwise in meeting, discussions, all these are recorded. And they profile us, they profile me based on those words. I'll start getting advertisement instantly. If suppose
Yes.
I start discussing with you about a travel, Spain travel plan, let's go to Spain and let's travel over there. I can bet like within half an hour at max, you can get it even 2 minutes as well. It's so
Yes.
fast. It is so real time. You will start receiving offers on Facebook for space
Yes.
for Spain travel. So they are monitoring you so closely, which we should understand. If we don't understand it, then what kind of privacy we expect from other government or somewhere else? Because our each and everything is out anyways. I'll show you one more very interesting fact which will surprise you. And for that, I need to share my screen. You all know like Google is listening us all the time. Google is tracking us all the time and all. Now I'll show you live, like how Google does it. And then you will be amazed. You will believe what I'm trying to say. So this is my Google dashboard. Like what Google has been recording from my phone since last 12, 13 years, since when I'm using a smartphone. What Google is recording from my life, I'll show you right now. Google takes lots of details from our device, like what all I'm doing, whether I'm opening Facebook, WhatsApp, paying something. Each and everything which I'm doing on my phone, Google records it. For your information, right now, I will just show you my locations of last 12 years. You can give me any date of last 12 years, you can see my location.
Oh my
And
God.
Google has recorded. And I'll show you right now. You all can check if you are using Android, you can check like this, or if you are using iPhone, I'll tell you other ways of checking your last 12 years of location. And that is the biggest tool through which we solve cases. No criminal can tell a lie to me because I can see his entire history through his phone. So you can see in my map, there are lots of red dots. Can you see that?
Yeah.
These are all my locations where I have traveled in last 12 years. You can see entire India. Then you can see Saudi Arabia, Oman, Azerbaijan. Then you can see Norway, Sweden, Denmark. You can see UK, Ireland, almost by car, all like very dense, populated red dots. Spain, and then Singapore, etc. So these are my different, because in different time of different years, I've been traveling to those locations. Now let me take you to one such date. Let me take you to 2019 and 2019 May. And a date, randomly I'm choosing a date called 17th May 2019. Suppose 2 to 3 years back. You can see right side there is a track which is showing me that I'm in Copenhagen. I'm in Denmark.
My word.
And
My
then
whole
and then
life.
you can see that I'm staying in a hotel called Cabin City. Precisely.
My word. This is insane.
And then you can see that I started from my hotel at morning 10:30. I drove for 5.9 kilometers in 19 minutes. And you can see at the right side the blue line, which I have taken to reach to Embassy of India in 19 minutes. I was invited by Ambassador, Honorable Ambassador Ajit Gupte, for a talk in Embassy there. And I was there from 10:49 precisely to 1:31. I took few pictures and I did not ask Google to tag those pictures with my timeline. Google tagged those pictures with my timeline from where exactly I have taken those pictures and with whom. Now these guys, they might be thinking that their privacy is safe. What kind of privacy? If I'm taking any picture with anybody and if it is tagged with my phone with my location, it's gone. All
Yeah. That's exactly what happened yesterday. I went to teach somewhere. I was doing my dance workshop in Leicestershire. The picture did not say where I was, what I was doing. It told me this morning exactly where I was and where the picture's been taken.
Exactly. So if I have those accurate, precise details about your life, as a criminal, how much damage I can do for you, you can't imagine. Because there are
So-
so many things which is possible, which I
So-
can't. Yeah, please.
So you're the expert, right?
Yeah.
What do I do? Switch off my phone, switch off my location settings. How do I prevent this on a very basic level?
So first of all, you can't do anything for the period which has already been passed. Like ये वो तो हो गया, वो तो recorded है and it's already shared with Google, US servers and it's not only with Google. Google eventually sells this data to a number of companies. So they use it, and Google is not the only company which is taking your location. Every application which has in your phone, they take your location.
I better switch it all off. Yes.
So whether Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp, every application is recording. House party, clubhouse, game, mobile game, PUBG, whatever you install, you go to the settings, see what all permissions they are taking. You will eventually see location, microphone, camera, contact list. They take most of these permissions from you, and then they regularly capture those details. Your contact list is out, your locations are out, and your voice samples is out, and sometimes your even videos.
So 1 second, I will go and switch off my location. What else did you say?
First of all, you can switch off your location, but you can't switch off your network, because Google is not relying on your GPS, because nowadays Wi-Fi gives you accurate location.
Oh, your data, mobile data.
Yeah. So they'll get anyway your prospective location. The resolution could be a little loose, but then it may not be like in 5-meter precision or 10-meter precision, but it must be in 10-kilometer precision, which is also okay for them. Because if I know like you are in this area, 2-kilometer range, which itself is a great thing for and Google can capture that very easily through your cell ID, through your Wi-Fi. See, this Google is launching again and again in my phone because I'm speaking Google so many times.
Okay, so we've almost come to the end of our well, we have come to the end, but I have two important I'm always a question bank, and that's why I do this job.
No problem.
But before I let you go, this Google dashboard that you mentioned, can any Joe public figure it out and see?
So you can see your own details through dashboard. If I want to see your detail, I need to hack your Gmail, and which I can do like this.
Okay.
So
very reassuring. I'm going to take a deep breath, have some water, and deal with that. A very different question here, which was my final question. A few weeks ago, I had a dramatic call from my sister back in India who said, Didi, we can't be using WhatsApp. India is shutting WhatsApp down. So here's my question to you. First of all, is India shutting WhatsApp? Is WhatsApp not a secure platform? Should we use something like Telegram or Signal? What would you recommend if you are sharing sensitive information with someone to use as a communicative channel?
So first of all, let me assure you that WhatsApp will not be down, and WhatsApp will be continuing the business in India. And I can tell you this because I know people those are in senior positions in WhatsApp in India. So I'm on a regular basis interacting with them. And second, as far as comparing WhatsApp with other such platforms, I would not recommend to go with Telegram or Signal, though they may give you some privacy benefit, but they are dangerous. Dangerous in the sense, have you ever seen Telegram? On Telegram, you just install Telegram and just experience it, and then you go to the search of Telegram and you search anything, whatever is in your mind, like search any film, anything, and you will find it. You will find the pirated content in Telegram instantly.
Right.
You search any leaked database, you search any leaked information on internet, you will find it. So Telegram is becoming a place for illegal exchanges activities, because they don't reduce your resolution of your content, so you can share high-density HD video quality videos and all and everything, and many other things like how to hack Facebook, how to hack WhatsApp, all such kind of stuff you can get in Telegram. So
Oh dear.
if you are on Telegram, you are actually also exposed to that world, which is not fair because it's not legal. Second,
So yeah.
second, let me tell you something about Signal as well. Signal does not take anything from you. So suppose you are, why do you want that WhatsApp should not take your information, like your mobile number, email ID, address, or something? Why should not they take? Because if they take this, they take it for each and everyone, and that gives the credibility of the platforms. Tomorrow, if you are on Signal and somebody sends you threatening messages, very vulgar threatening messages with some fake morph content, what will you do? You will go to police कि मुझे Signal पे कोई भेज रहा है and I'm scared what to do. Police will say, we can't track Signal guys. Why are you on Signal? Why are you opening a channel to criminals so that they can communicate with you on a platform where they can't be tracked? Why do you want that? Just on the name of privacy. What privacy? They can say anything to you and you can't respond because you have become handicapped now. So this is dangerous. When you are working on a platform which is giving anonymity to you, it will give anonymity to criminals as well. It will give same level of anonymity to criminals as well. And then it is dangerous. Then you have given a platform. If you are not on Signal, they can't do that with you.
Correct. So to sum it up, WhatsApp is relatively safer. The other platforms are open, so you're putting yourself in danger. Amit Dubey ji, I one last thing. Would you like to share your contact details with us on the chat for the people that have listened? So if you can just type your contact details there, then anybody who has been kind enough to listen to all of your communication today will be able to reach you. I don't want to say it out loud because then, I'm putting your number out on random Joe Public to find you. But if you would like to share it, I'm happy for you to share it. So before we end up, we will like to say a massive thank you to every single person that has watched you, and a bigger thank you to you for sharing your incredible knowledge and experience and expertise in this field. I have gone away with so much more knowledge about things, and I feel incredibly grateful to Inspiring Indian Women for bringing someone like yourself. I hope your book and your series is super successful. I will keep tuned on Hotstar to check it out. And I'm sure people will be able to reach out to you. Here in the UK, we are, we do have things like GDPR. When I joined, say, the NHS, I was asked online course on cybersecurity. Every employee is made to do that. And I hope in India also there becomes a system where there is training given to every employee in every organization about cybersecurity. So with that in mind, and hope that this digital revolution and this virtual world brings us people like you, but we also stay safe. With that in mind, I would like to say thank you so much for being our guest, and hope to see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Darshini ji. It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you.
Good pleasure. I am now signing off on behalf of Inspiring Indian Women. This is Darshini Joshi, and I hope to see you soon. Maybe next week. We have lots of different programs. But for now, good night and take care of yourselves.